Is this the stupidest enduro bike ever made? Perhaps. That's exactly why I got it. Romp. Romp.
Did you hear about this amazing new bike? It's got over 6 inches of finely engineered suspension travel, including more acronyms than a millennial's latest Snapchat. This new bike makes simple child's play of the hardest trails, popping technical features into miniature trail zits, and features a high-tech and exotic carbon fiber layout.
Oh, it is.
And oh yeah, it costs more than my car. Well, if that's the bike you heard about, then that's definitely not the bike in this video.
That was a friggin' blast. That was really, really fun. Behold, the Stooge. So here we go, the Stooge Dirt Bomb. This is basically, as they called on their old Facebook post about it, a neo clunker. I don't even know what that means, but it does look like it's something different and it should be a lot of fun. Cool details here. We have a Cane Creek Visco set, which has a bit of steering dampening included in it, which should help a bit on the rigid bike. I'm gonna run a mullet wheel set. I'm gonna run it with gears, a regular Shimano 12-speed drivetrain. I'm gonna run it with modern disc brake, and I'm gonna run more traditional handlebars because that's what I'm used to. Oh, I'll also run a regular seat post so I can have lots of drop, all the drop. All right, let's go work on this thing. My whole goal with this bike is to build something that's A, ridiculous, B, that I wanna ride, and C, extra ridiculous. So I'm taking some liberties as I do this. There's probably not another Stooge out there with the same assortment of parts. So first thing I put on here that's kind of silly, carbon fiber NV M9 handlebar, and then the MV 35 mil length stem. These are downhill handlebars. Plenty strong, pretty wide, pretty comfortable. I've ridden these at Whistler Bike Park for another video I'm working on. I'm doing a Shimano XT-M8100 drivetrain, so 12 speed with 165 crank arms because I'm lucky that way. I'm gonna try to run a P&W loam dropper post for all the drop, but to continue with the theme of ridiculousness, I bought me one of these. This right here is not just a saddle, this is an experience. This saddle was made in England by Brooke. This is Brooke's saddle, and it was made in 1866. So this is a very old saddle, but it's gonna be sweet because it's kind of ridiculous. Quite hefty. I might need to take out a loan in order to afford more Brooke saddles. Cool, good job, Brooke. Oh, this is gonna look kind of cool. I didn't think about the gold spokes plus purple, gold and purple. We're setting new trends, I love it.
I'll fully admit this is going to be a complete cheater bike. It'll look rigid and old school, but my hope is that it doesn't actually ride that different from a modern enduro bike. But even with said cheats, is it even possible to an enduro a rigid clunker?
I'm gonna get so much street cred with this saddle. I love it. Next time I go to Portland, I am definitely bringing this bike. All right, it's time for a water break. I love riding pump tracks and it's pretty physically exhausting, but I also love mountain biking up in the forest. And when you're exerting and you're going for more than an hour or two or whatnot, you start to show signs of a little dehydration, a little lightheadedness, not making the best decisions, just kind of muscle fatigue and cramping. No fun at all. There's an easy way to combat all that stuff. It's of course drinking plenty of water, but you gotta make sure that water is doing what you need it to do. One way to make this water bottle more effective is to add a simple electrolyte solution. I've been using the simple stuff from a company called LMNT, spelled LMNT, and I found one of these in my water bottle makes a noticeable difference, and I can pretty much go all day with just one Element water bottle and then a full hydration pack on back. For a limited time now, Element's offering viewers on my YouTube channel here a free sample pack with any purchase from the website. To take advantage of that offer, hit the link in the description down below. It's drinkelement, lmnt.com/Jeff, Jeff. Many of you here have already tried Element from that link, and you've been leaving some great feedback down in the comments about how much you enjoy it, so thank you for that. And for those that haven't tried it yet, might be worth getting into. Stay salty, friends.
So let's get back to it. How was the first experience on the Stooge?
Not much to squish. Wish my back brake was working. Again, frustrated. I gotta bleed these for the 4th time now. Oh, our Shadow Plus isn't turned on. I hope no one saw that. Maybe this is the stupidest enduro bike ever conceived. I think the only logical next step is to test that statement out. Let's hit the trails. Howdy. Hello. 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 Here we are, first ride on perhaps the stupidest enduro bike ever made. I have no idea how this is gonna go. I got one shocker to the wrist already. Hopefully that's the only one of the day. We'll see. Let's pedal up and do a real quick lap. All right, let's give her. Romp. You! Oh man, this thing does okay. Oh, corners like a dream. Ice. Oh, it stings a little bit. It stings so good. Oh, the infamous rock roll of doom. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Yeah, we're definitely going up to a bigger front tire and running Cushcore tomorrow. The rigid bike down all these bumpy enduro trails, they're not gnarly, but holy cow, I can feel the sting in the hands. But I gotta say, this thing works way better than I expected. And the best part is everything feels new and different. Really fun experiment. Oh, thwack. Woo! Woo! Oh! Whack, 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 whack. I can't wait to ride this thing some more. That was ridiculously fun. We had highs, we had lows, and we had lots and lots of sore wrists. So unfortunately, basically immediately when I went downhill, I lost my water bottle out of the Arundel cage. Ah. Just lost my water bottle. All right, well, the Arundel cage doesn't work on this bike. Where is that bottle? Oh, there it is. Cool. Story is a happy ending. So I got a wolf tooth titanium water bottle cage to try out on this steed. Next up, I'm stacking adapters and back. I've broken a caliper and adapters, doing that in the past on my Chromag, so I bought the proper Magura rear brake adapter. I read in my YouTube comments that the Shimano rotors are too narrow, 1.8 millimeters thick for the Magura brakes. So I'm gonna throw on a 180 mil Magura 2 millimeter thick rear rotor. And then what I'm most excited about is a proper Cushcore 2.9 in front for helping with that rigid fork, and a big old WTB 2.6 front tire. I'm gonna start wrenching. I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. All right, hopefully this brake bleed worked. I'm getting really sick of trying to bleed these brakes multiple times just to get them to work right. They were expensive. Now it's feeling better. It feels solid once it engages. I'm optimistic. I'm not convinced, but I'm optimistic this will work. Okay, time for the front tire, the WTB 2.6 and the Cushcore. Until my fenders show up, that's it for now. Second ride on the Stooge, here we go. I'm feeling okay, the bike's feeling better. On the brake front, I went in and just did a lever bleed, and that helped it substantially. And it's also using a proper Magura front rotor. So we got Magura rotors front and rear, all Magura adapters, and everything will hopefully work and I won't die. The Stooge does climb pretty nicely. It's a weird feel with the slack head angle with the long fork offset. It does require some focus to keep it going where you need it to. And traction, well, it's not bad on the 2.6 tire. It's not as good as full squish, but I'm moving up the hill. Well, let's try some old janky trails that I just personally enjoy riding because they're fun. Oh. Cornering is a very different feel. I really don't want to load the front wheel too much in the turns. On full squish bikes, I've been experimenting with loading the front wheel more than ever. This thing is going to turn blue trails into double blacks. I love it. So let's ride a more traily style trail. Whoa, a lot of chatter I don't notice on the other bikes. Well, this thing's fun. I think that Cushcore really helped. But going 1/10 of an inch bigger on a tire wasn't a bad call either. Whoa. That was good. That was really good. Oh man, everything on this bike comes together and it's surprisingly rideable. Well, I'm thinking if I had to put a number on it, it's probably 10% smoother with the cush core up front, just the front wheel. How much that affects the back wheel, I don't know. But I notice it when popping off roots, putting the front wheel down, landing from jumps. All right, I gotta keep pedaling and we'll go do the same trails we did yesterday for a true A-B comparison. Let's go. All right, here we go. See if the water bottle falls out. Romp, romp. Ew! Man, that is fun. Dude, this thing is way plusher than yesterday. The ground is firmer, but the bike is riding softer. That's a good combo.
I don't want to mislead anyone that riding a rigid bike is as plush as a full squish. It's not. But at the same time, that's kind of the allure and the whole point to it.
Nice. Way better. This is probably a bad idea, but let's get a look. The famous rock. Can probably do it. This is the most nervous I've been in a long time. Oh, we got this. That wasn't too bad. How are you? I saw you drive by the other day and I'm like, I can't wait to show Chris the new bike.
What are you riding?
Yeah. Are you guys still selling a bunch of bikes?
We're selling some bikes, making some bikes. Life is busy.
Yeah.
Got lots of projects going on. I'm not doing anything quite like this at the moment, though.
Probably for the better. Oh yeah! Oh, so bumpy. Definitely better than yesterday. Oh, I don't know if I can get this line. Oh, rock roll. Oh. That thing is way awesome and way improved with those cush core and that front brake being bled. We just need fenders. I am stoked right now. This bike is just 2 fenders away from being perfectly dialed in. All right, let's wait for some fenders, and until then, catch you later. So I've had a lot of bikes over the last, half dozen years or so, and I have never once put frame protection on any of them because they all just get destroyed. All the bikes, all the frame protection, whatever, it just all gets mangled. It's not worth the time trying to change that. So this bike, I'm turning over a new leaf. It's so pretty, I'm actually gonna try to protect it. And I'm so bad at protecting things. Like, I tried my best and it's already falling apart right here. As silly as this is, I feel like the dual fenders actually complete this bike and there's nothing else I wanna change. But these things help a ton. You can ride around town and you don't get soaked as you're pedaling around with a stream of water hitting your backside. All right, let's take this thing out to the pump track and see how it does.
If you're buying an enduro bike to go to the pump track, you're honestly buying the wrong bike. However, I thought it'd be super fun to see just how this thing would handle a bunch of pumps and bumps.
So why not try the Stooge on a pump track? We're here at my local indoor covered pump track. I got special permission from the pump track owner to ride with knobby mountain bike tires. Normally not allowed. Thanks, Steve, for that. Appreciate it. So let's see how this amazing and definitely not stupid enduro bike does here on a pump track. Because how many enduro bikes are good on a pump track? Answer me that in the comments. How is this gonna go? Whoa, it's big. Back tire is getting squirmy. We're getting real high performance. Ooh, that was at 15 PSI. Yikes. Oh, that's better.
I've turned into quite a fan of DH Casing 2.6 size tires, and on this bike with the cush core front and rear, I've been running pretty low pressures, which is not what you want on the pump track.
This thing's sweet. The best bike I've ridden all day. This thing works so good. So when you get your weight on the back wheel, everything gets easier. Everything. Your bank account looks better, you get more Instagram likes, get more follows, fewer spam voice calls. Definitely recommend, get it back there. I looked at the website and it did not say this was an intentionally built dirt jumper, but it also didn't say don't dirt jump it, so try number one. It's kind of scary. Oh, nice!
I came into this expecting the Stooge to not really do that well on the pump track and especially not on the dirt jumps. I rotated the eccentric bottom bracket to get me pretty close to the rear wheel to basically shorten the whole back end, and I think that really helped quite a bit. Also, it's a good reminder that suspension often gets in the way when you're jumping and pumping. So, at the end of the day, I actually had a really truthfully good time on the Stooge.
Whoa, crank flip guy.
I don't know what to do.
Time to ask the big question, but will it enduro? Let's find out.
I've got a handful of rides on this thing, and despite it possibly being one of the stupidest enduro bikes of all time, it's rapidly becoming perhaps my most favorite bike of all time. How do we really find out if it's an enduro bike? Well, we take it to Bellingham's Galbraith Mountain, do the most traditional Southside run we possibly can, and see how it goes with no suspension and a saddle from 1863. Oh, I just slipped out. Way better last time. Can it enduro? Well, yes, it can. Is it stupid? I think it's for the rider to decide. Right away on the jumps, this thing jumps amazing. It's so balanced with the same amount of suspension front and rear. You pump into a lip, you get so much boost. You gotta kind of be careful. And when you're landing, if you can catch a good smooth pocket, you shoot forward extra fast. This trail has some good tight turns. This thing corners like a dream. If you hit a root or something, that can kind of send you out unexpectedly, but yeah, as long as you got good traction and support, it corners amazing. On the wood features, I thought it would be super bumpy and skittery, but with the 2.6 tires and the cush core and everything, it felt fine. I even hit the huck at the end of the wood feature just to see, and it felt appropriate. I'm definitely jiving with this thing. Is it stupid? Probably, but it's a lot of fun, and that's not up for debate. Let's go hit something a little bit more jumpy and see how the Stooge does with a flow trail. Absolutely fascinating realizing where this thing feels amazing and where it's more of a struggle. This thing is pretty much a cheater bike. It's so plush, and that sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth. So those two things come into each other a little bit. When you're on steeper, tighter, rootier, bumpier stuff, it's actually pretty okay. It's not bad. But then when you're on the faster, more wide open jump trails, if you actually overclear something or you tightly case it, then you definitely notice the lack of suspension. If you can't properly absorb with the rear wheel first, rear wrists are gonna pay a little bit of a price as your front tire slaps on down. One super annoying thing, I've never had a saddle with moving pieces before. My saddle, the nose cone loosened up a whole bunch, so the leather is not being pulled tight enough, so it's super uncomfortable and it's incredibly rattly. So you likely hear my saddle rattling its way down the hill right now. I did not bring a 13 mil spanner wrench in my backpack. I'm actually pretty nervous coming up to jumps, not knowing how this bike's gonna handle them, because if you do overclear, not good. And if you do case, that's a lot better than overclearing. Oh, I regret that. I thought I'd be cool and go high. That was not a smart decision. Ow. That's the limit, don't do that. This cush core and 2.6 tire setup with the 36 mil rims, total cheater code. It's when you do overclear things, it sucks, but It's so much better than it would be on an old school mountain bike, narrow rims, narrow tires, all those things. So yeah, total cheat code. Looks like you don't have a mountain bike underneath you. Looks like you're gonna go to the library and check out some Roald Dahl books, but no, you can totally go shred all the single track that you have appetite for, as long as your appetite's not all day shredding. Wouldn't walk for a few days after that. Well, check this out. I color coordinated my eyewear protection strap to match the bike. You see that? Purple and purple. I have had such a blast riding this bike the last few weeks, and it just kind of gets right back to the root of it all. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of a bike you have. It just matters that you get out and ride and just express yourself and have fun, learn new things, get out and enjoy the woods. But you don't need something super fancy fandangled to go get yourself in sketchy situations in the forest. You can do that with just about anything. But man, this is such a fun setup. As it gets wetter and sloppier, trails start rolling slower and all that, this bike rolls so fast. It actually helps out with that, and it makes it a whole new experience. Trails that are definitely like right at the upper edge of my ability level, I don't even think about them with this bike, but easier stuff like this here, it's way more fun to be underbiked than overbiked. Big thanks to LMNT for their support of this video. There is no way I could get bike industry sponsorship for a video like this. Thanks to both Logan and O'Reilly for all their help in putting this together. Thanks to all of you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below. What should I change and upgrade on this build to make it even sweeter? I can't think of anything, but I'm sure there is something out there. All right, everyone, enjoy the bike you got. Peace and wheelies. I'll see you in the comments down below. Bye, everyone.